2022. And joining us today for that, we have a very special guest for you. We have a gentleman named Allan German joining us for the show. Allan is the business development manager at Alco Windows and Doors, one of the fastest growing impact windows and doors companies in South Florida. He is also the director of business development right here at Rizen Corp. We really enjoy having him here as part of our staff because he brings so much insight, so much pep into what we do every day. He's a very lively, active person to have a conversation with. And when it comes down to it, the reason that you want to listen to Allan has experience when it comes to connecting with people. He has over 35 years in customer service and sales. So, Allan, we are so excited to have you on the show. And thanks for coming. How are you doing today?
Well, good morning to you, Jeff, and good morning to you, Rod.
Good morning.
And it's an absolute pleasure to be here this morning, to be on the program. And I'm just looking forward to sharing some of my 35 years of experience with our audience this morning. So I'm ready for you guys to forward any questions that I can provide our audience with some good information on.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it, Allan. We're not going to take it easy on you this morning. We want you to really give us all the secret details, okay?
You got it, guys.
Awesome.
So we've built 3 questions that we have for you specifically that we'd love to get your feedback on. So we're going to start off with the first one. What is the biggest mistake that you see sales pros making right now at consultations, that first touch point that people are having with a company?
Well, let me start off by saying, let me preface this. Sales is an art. It takes both talent and skill to be a really good sales professional. And in my many years of experience, both as in management, as well as a guy who was what we call a down the street sales rep, the one thing that I learned is that salespeople have a tendency to not listen and talk too much. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when you're trying to sell something, instinctively, you want to talk a lot passionately, describe the benefits and great features of your offering. You want to flaunt your knowledge and push, push, push. However, there's a study that shows that the top closing professionals on average speak only 43% of the time, allowing prospects to speak 57% of the time.
Wow.
You know, as A personalities, we all have a tendency that we want to speak, but the key here is to pay attention to what the prospect is saying. There's always important information that's being shared with you, and that could either end up leading to a good conclusion or a failure due to the fact that you haven't been paying as close attention as you should be.
Those are great points, Allan. Sometimes it's better to listen and hear what actually is the problem as opposed to having all your stuff ready to go in your presentation. You're not going in there as a teacher. You're going in there as someone who's trying to be a consultant, someone who's trying to help someone figure out the answer to their issues.
Absolutely. As I refer to it, Jeff, becoming a trusted advisor, someone that people can have confidence in, and know that you're not there just to sell something, but you're there truly to provide them with a good solution.
I love it. I think that's a great way to kind of change your mindset going into consultations, which is really, I mean, it's one of the most important touch points that you have with the customer. So, yep. Allan, thank you so much for that feedback. Great start to our conversation. Let's go ahead and jump into number 2. This is going to require a little truth on your part here. We want you to share a time that you blew a sale where it didn't work out. What rule did you forget that you've learned over the years? So, and we'd like you to share that rule that you forgot so others don't make the same mistake. Can you share some feedback on that?
Absolutely, Jeff. I think one of the cardinal mistakes that was made early in my career was that I wasn't focusing on the solution. Instead of describing the bells and the whistles You're better to focus on how your product can solve the most critical problems that your prospect is trying to tackle. And what I mean by that is it's important to understand what your prospects are interested in, not how you do it, but rather what you can do for them. So instead of getting into details about, I can do this, I can do this, and I can do that, all right, which salespeople have a tendency to do, you want to talk about more what you can do for them,
Hmm.
not how you can do it for them.
Well said and great points. Now, moving into now, you share a time that you ended up losing a sale, and that's a lesson that you learned. Do you still feel like you're learning every day when you get out there in the trenches? Have you mastered it yet, or is there an
No,
attitude where you have to keep learning?
no, actually, Jeff, I always was a student of my profession.
Hmm.
And even after so many years of perfecting my profession and being in the top 2% in the country when I worked in corporate America, which I'm very proud of, it was a continual process of educating and becoming aware of different programs and things that are being offered. So even to this day, I'm still plugged into different people like Tony Robbins, who I have the greatest respect for. I've had the pleasure of being with Tony. Uh, I have also had the opportunity to be with a lot of the other, what I call gurus. And, uh, and I was always a person who believed in reading books and listening to tapes. You never know when you're going to pick up something as you're preparing to go to a meeting that may help you have a successful closure. So it's an ongoing process, and anyone who feels it's not something that they should be doing is making a critical mistake in judgment.
So important, I think, for people who may be just getting into sales and getting into even in the home services industry. It's okay to make mistakes. You have to keep a continual growth mindset. And even for someone like you who's logged 35 years in the industry, it's good to hear that you still have that attitude where you approach things as a student of the craft. So keep that mindset to our listeners and our viewers. Let's go to our final question, Alan, that we have for you. We need to get out your diviner rod here and your tinfoil cap, and we want you to glimpse into the future and tell us, where do you think sales are going to be tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years down the road? If I am in the industry of trying to promote a product and close a sale, but still being a good listener and a good friend to the person I'm trying to work with, what's the future? What is the future of selling?
Well, the future, Jeff, really lies significantly in technology. Technology is changing the entire home service industry rapidly. Uh, Adaptation of applications through the explosion of smartphones, mobile broadband has created emerging consumer facing sites and mobile apps. Customers are seeking home services are now more likely to trust these apps and use them to secure the home services they seek than ever before. And for that matter, home service providers who embrace the opportunities technology is bringing into the market will produce faster and more accurate quotes for their customers, stronger leads for their businesses, and ultimately a bigger bottom line for their companies.
That's a great point to make, Alan. We can't ignore the role of technology in reaching the customer anymore, can we?
Absolutely not. Technology is something we have learned to embrace, and we have to look at it as a tool that helps us reduce the time that it took us before to gather information. Now it's a matter of going into an app, pushing a button, and being able to have valuable information to help us make those important decisions.
Absolutely. It's got to be a part of the game plan for sure. And it's only going to get more. Like we said, COVID sped things up by almost a decade in just 2 years in terms of
Yep.
the adoption rate and the comfort level of being able to use digital first. So overall, yes, folks, Alan hit the nail right on the head. There's got to be an embracing of technology. Alan, thank you so much for taking time to come on the show and share your insights with other individuals joining us who are in the home services industry. We hope that you'd be willing to come back on the show in the future and give us some more insights.
Absolutely, Jeff. It would be my absolute pleasure. And I hope that our audience today was able to benefit, okay, from the many pieces of information that we shared with them. And we hope to hear back from them and be able to support anything that we can as far as any requirements that will help their business. And thank you again, both to you and Rod, for inviting me this morning.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's been great to have you. And
Yes.
so, folks, we have one last thing that we want to lay out for you. Number one, if you'd like to expand your relationship with us and get some more useful tools that you can use to grow your home services business, every month we offer a free mini course. That's right, a free mini course that you can take. That's a smaller version of a larger service that we offer called RevGrow, which is a fully on demand, coupled with support way for you to be able to scale your home services company quickly. If you'd like to take advantage of this offer, we're offering a free webinar, a free mini course for you on demand about a really important topic that everyone should be versed in how to approach, and that's how to deal with bad reviews. Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to get that first negative review on your profile. So we show you in very, very laid out terms an acronym system that you can use to be able to figure out how to approach responding to bad reviews. And we put it together in a way where you have the tools to be able to give to your staff to be able to implement it immediately. We give real world examples of how to be able to put this into practice. This is all 100% free. All you have to do is sign up for the webinar, and you can do so by going to the link on your screen or in the description. That is goriz.co/bad reviews. It's yours for the taking. You just need to sign up for it. I'd also like to take a moment to invite you to connect with us even more. We love being able to speak with you and work with you one-on-one with the challenges that you're having. You can subscribe to us on YouTube if you're joining us live on YouTube. You can also follow our audio companion to this show, which is called our Built to Scale podcast. You can click the link in the description or right on your screen. You see a link to be able to follow our podcast. It comes out on a weekly basis. We also put out an email newsletter just for home services companies. If you'd like to subscribe to that, you can click the link on your screen. And we are on social media. If you'd like to keep up with what we're doing, how we are helping home services companies like you be able to grow and scale faster and more quickly and more effectively, you can see those stories by following us on social media. We're on every network: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're not on TikTok yet, but we're getting there. And you can follow us at Rizen Inbound. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for another episode. And we hope that you will join us next week. Alan and Rod, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. And let me wish our listeners a very happy and a healthy holiday season and a happy and a healthy new year.
Amen
Absolutely.
to that. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.